morning, dears. Welcome back to English online class. In the last class, we studied an entry poem in the unit Letter to God, in the second unit. In that poem, a little girl describes clouds as sheep, sky as hill, etc. She speaks to them as she speaks to her friends. Isn't it? Now, do you like to speak with clouds, rains, birds, flowers, etc.? Yes, of course, you really like it. In the entry poem, the girl in the poem speaks to the clouds in the sky. Here, in the next story, we can see a man called Lencho speaks to rain. Today, we are going to study the first story in the unit, A Letter to God. The whole story, that means the unit, in the second unit, The Letter to God, is written by Gregorio Lopez Fuentes, an American novelist, poet, and journalist. The name of the first story is The Pleasure of Rain, and the story tells about an innocent farmer who is expecting a good harvest from his field. So, he is waiting for rain. Now we can go to the story. First, teacher read the story by each paragraph. You must listen each line. Take your English textbook and turn page number 38. Are you ready? Then, the pleasure of rain. The house, the only one in the whole valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and a field of ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. Once again, the house, the only one in the whole valley. Valley means a low area between hills. Sat on the crest of a low hill. Crest means the top part of a hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn. What do you mean by ripe? Fully grown and ready to be eaten. For example, the ripe mangoes are sweet. Then you can understand what's the meaning of ripe. Field of ripe corn, dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. The ripe corn always point out a good harvest. That means the field are full of the field is full of ripe corns. That indicate the good harvest. Then the second paragraph. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho had done nothing else but look at the sky towards the northeast. Now we are really going to get some rain, woman, he said. The only thing the earth needed, there is very good harvest, but the only thing the earth needed was a downpour. Downpour means a heavy rainfall, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, from morning to night, Lencho had done nothing else. Then what did he do? He looked at the sky towards the northeast direction. For what? For the arrival of rain. Now we are really going to get some rain, woman, he said. Then he said to his wife, now we are really going to get some rain, woman, he said. The woman who was preparing supper replied, yes, God willing. She replied, his wife replied, what? Yes, God willing. If God decides, then the rain will come. During the meal, big drops of rain began to fall. At the time of their meal, big drops of rain began to fall. Huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. In the sky, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. What do you mean by approach? To come near to something in distance or time. That means in the sky you can see huge mountains of clouds. The shape of the cloud is compared to huge mountains of clouds. The air was fresh and sweet. The air was fresh and sweet. Lencho went out to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. Pleasure here means happy. Lencho was very happy. He went out of his house to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. When the rain falls on his body, he was very happy. These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, he said. These aren't raindrops. These are not raindrops falling from the sky. But what? They are like new coins. In his mind, he is very happy. So, he compared raindrops as coins. These aren't raindrops. These are not the raindrops, but they are like new coins. The big drops of rainfall are the coins of tens, and the little ones are coins of fives. That express his happiness. When the rainfall comes, he was very happy. Lencho was very happy because his field expects some rainfall to grow the corns, or he expects a rainfall for a good harvest. That is the story. Then, who is the main character in the story? Who is the main character? Yes, Lencho is the main character in the story. What is Lencho waiting for? Lencho is waiting for rain. Where does the story takes place? The story takes place near the valley on the crest of a low hill. What was his expression when the rainfall came? He was very happy. Then, in the side of the story, there are 4 questions. First question is, how do you think Lencho knew that it was going to rain? Because huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. That denoted it was going to rain. Then, the second question. Throughout the morning, Lencho had done nothing. Was he lazy? No, he was not lazy. What do you think? He was expecting some rain. Have you watched the sky when it rains? How does it look? It looks like grey clouds. That huge mountains of clouds could be seen in the sky. The big drops are tens and the little ones are fives. What does Lencho mean by this? Because of his happiness, he was comparing the size of the raindrops with the coins of 10 and 5. Big drops compared to coins of 10 and small drops compared to coins of 5. That's all about the story, The Pleasure of Rain. You must read the story at least 3 times very carefully. Then answer the 4 questions in the side of that page. Okay, that is all about today's class. If you have any doubt, then ask me personally.